Russ and Lil Russ out here playing some stinking football, baby, before the Florida State game. Gonna have him run a post real quick. All right, ready, go. Are you all right? Are you okay? Yeah, man. Yeah. Oh, no. Oh, dude. Poop everywhere.
Oh no!
Oh, bro. Okay, hey, hold still, dude. We gotta get that poop off, bro. This should get it off right here. All right. Ah, get that. Oh, dude. Try to get it. Bro. Ugh. Yuck. Dude, I'm just gonna have to throw it in the stinking washer. Oh, dude, that is stinking disgusting, bro. Gosh. Yeah, that's disgusting. All right. Let's see. Let's see, man. All right, and start. Okay. All right. Let's see if that thing's all cleaned up, man, because little Russ really liked that shirt. No more poop, baby. Ha. Ah, go Heels.
You don't want none! You don't want none!
What's going on, Tar Heel Nation? It is your favorite North Carolinian, Russ the Tar Heel. And in this huddle, baby, we're going to talk about the Heels. Upcoming trip to Tallahassee, Florida to take on the beleaguered 1-7 Florida State Seminoles, and another opportunity for the Heels to end the season strong. But before we get into that, bro, I just want to thank all my diehard Tar Heel football fans that actually bleed Carolina blue and check in with the Huddle Weekly, man. A lot of people have jumped ship. My message to those guys is don't you be a stinking fan later, bro. We're do or die over here. Betas need not apply. Shout out to my Huddle hooligans that help me keep the lights on. It's only $3.99 a month, man, and you get exclusive access to our Huddle Hooligan Discord. We enjoy talking, all throughout the week about basketball, football, life, funny stories that have happened to your stinking boy, bro. And we shoot from the hip in there, dude. So really good time, man. Also early access to many of the videos and exclusive access to the Planting the Flag series. More to come in the future. Help me stinking build this thing. The night before Florida State call-in and $225 score prediction show will be on Friday, November 1st at 8 p.m. Call into the show. Let me know what you guys think about the North Carolina-Florida State game. Predict the correct score, and your boy is going to send you $225 cash. And, of course, we have the live reaction to watch party at 3:30 p.m. sharp. Come hang out with your favorite North Carolinian as the Heels invade Doak Campbell. Now, quick look at the updated conference standings before we really jump into this thing, man. Clemson, number 11 in the country, is still at the top with a 5-0 conference record, followed by number 5 Miami and SMU at number 20 at 4-0, and then you have number 18 Pitt at 3-0. And then you can see Carolina tied with BC and those redheaded stepchildren over there in Raleigh at NC State at 1-3, sitting at 12th, and the Atlantic Coast Conference. And FSU was its 16th with a 1-6 conference record. Like, dude, it truly is incredible to look at. How the mighty have fallen. Undefeated last year, obviously, aside from that Georgia blowout where half of their players didn't stink and play, and begging to get into the national championship conversation, feeling that you were jacked out of not being able to compete for one despite your quarterback situation, which I, for one, was completely on board with that. I thought that Florida State got stinking gypped, and it was a complete jab at the ACC. But to go from that and to be 1-6 in the conference, 1-7 the very next year, in their preseason top 10, bro, it really is incredible, man. It's truly one of the most disappointing seasons that I've ever seen. And that includes when Carolina went 6-7 and got blown out against South Carolina when they started the season number 10 a couple years back. So let's jump into this thing. The North Carolina Tar Heels head down to TALLY to take on the 1-7 Florida State Seminoles with a phenomenal opportunity to get a win over a quality program. Yes, I know that you would not think that given the dire state of the Seminole football team in 2024, that would apply to FSU, but this is still Florida State University. The University of North Carolina has a 3-17 with one tie record all time against the Florida State Seminoles. However, FSU and UNC have split their last 4 games, with UNC winning in Tallahassee back in 2010.
Holy cow.
And 2016.
Nick Weiler for a 54-yard potential game-winning field goal in Tallahassee. Snap back, spot down. The kick is cleanly away. It is good! And it's Weiler with a 54-yard field goal. And how about them Tar Heels? They do it!
I apologize. Kind of forgot where I was for a second. The asterisk beside that is that Mac Brown is 0-8 as the Tar Heels head man against the Seminoles. Now, the last matchup between these two teams was a woeful Florida State team defeating the North Carolina Tar Heels 35-25 in Tallahassee back in 2021. Interesting connection between FSU and UNC. For those that didn't know, is that Mac Brown played running back for the Florida State Seminoles back in 1972-1973, and he additionally coached there in 1973 and 1974. Now, Florida State University is known as the Seminoles to pay tribute to the Seminole tribe's resilience. The name refers to the Seminole people of Florida. The FSU mascot is Chief Osceola and Renegade the horse. Now, one of the coolest traditions in college football is when Chief Osceola runs out and plants the spear in the ground at the 50-yard line. Super cool. I like it, man. It's what makes college football great, and it truly is one of the great atmospheres in college sports. And yes, I know that they do the stinking Seminole chop after, converting a 2nd and 2. And it's just all game. I don't know how they don't have tendonitis in their stinking elbow, but it really is a cool thing that Florida State does. Now, the Noles are led by head coach Mike Norvell, who's 32-24 at FSU, and he is 70-39 overall with a 1-4 bowl record as a head college football coach. Florida State's leading passer is the 6'5" DJU, who was thrown for 1,065 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 6 interceptions. And needless to say, that $900,000 that he's getting for transferring over to Florida State has not even close to panned out for Seminole Nation. Matter of fact, I've heard that people are trying to stink and get their money back because it's been such a crappy product. But DJU is not going to be playing. Florida State is going to be playing 6'2", 215-pound freshman Brock Glenn, who has 392 passing yards with 3 touchdowns and 3 interceptions, along with the 6'4", 208-pound freshman quarterback Luke Kromenhoek, who has passed for only 80 yards, seeing significant time against the Canes in a blowout loss. Florida State's leading rusher is the 6', 196-pound Lawrence Toafili, who has 70 carries for 279 yards and 2 touchdowns, good for 4 yards per carry. And the Seminoles' leading receiver is 5'9", 195-pound senior Ja'Kai Douglas, who has 23 receptions for 383 yards and 2 touchdowns, good for 16.7 yards per catch. The Tar Heels are led by Hall of Fame head coach Mac Brown, who has amassed a 111, 78-1 record at UNC. He is 285, 153-1 overall, going 14-12 in bowl games with a national championship in 2005 at Texas. Now, the Heels' leading passer is 6'1", 230-pound senior quarterback Jacoby Criswell, who has amassed 1,660 yards passing with 10 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. Jacoby is coming off his best all-around start as a Tar Heel with a convincing 41-14 win at Virginia, where he threw for 293 yards, 2 touchdowns, and no interceptions. The Heels' leading rusher is a 6', 220-pound All-American junior running back O'Marion Hampton, who has 181 carries for 1,006 yards and 9 touchdowns, which is good for 5.6 yards per carry. Big O also has 172 yards receiving on the year through 23 receptions. And the Carolina Tar Heels leading receiver is 6'2", 210-pound senior wide receiver J.J. Jones, who has 26 receptions for 493 yards and 4 touchdowns, good for 19 yards per catch. And J.J. had a career day against UVA with 5 receptions for 129 yards and 2 scores. Caught one in the back of the end zone. Great balance, keeping his feet in bounds. And then he turned on the Jets on his first one, where he made a couple of nifty moves in the open field to get 6, man. So now that we've looked at the individual statistics, let's take a look at these team statistics. The North Carolina Tar Heels are averaging 442.8 yards of total offense and giving up 387.3 yards. The Heels are averaging 33.9 points per game, which is respectable, and giving up 28.4 points per game. Need to do some stinking work. The Noles, on the other hand, are averaging only 272.5 yards of total offense and giving up 379.4. They're scoring a measly 14.9 points per game and giving up 26.4. I mean, I had to double check those numbers. It truly is astonishing how bad that offense is, man. So now that we've gotten through all the individual leaders and the team statistics, let's get in to Russ's 3 keys to victory, starting with the Heels. Key number 1, the same script, bro. The Heels chose to get downhill with Big O against the Who's, and that didn't do anything but set up Jacoby Criswell and the Carolina offense to excel in the passing game. There's your blueprint. Don't change. Punish the FSU front and make them tackle. They were sliding off of Damian Martinez for the Canes. It'll be that much more difficult for them to bring down the All-American. Key number 2, assert your will. Let's face it, this Florida State team is one of the worst that I can remember. They can't run the football. They can't throw the football. They can't tackle. It's just awful. Phenomenal opportunity for the Heels to bully the bully. A lot of frustration Florida State football has caused the boys in Chapel Hill. Dominate them. Assert your will against the Noles. And key number 3, take the crowd out. When you're this bad, the crowd having any kind of juice could lead to a rebellion to what's supposed to happen during this football game. Believe it or not, there are still faithful Seminoles that will try and make this a home field advantage despite how pissed off they are at the state of their program. Get ahead early and remove all of the tomahawk chops. And now for Florida State, key number 1. Bro, you have got to tackle. Carolina's going to try to establish the run early with their All-American running back. You better get Hats to the stinking football and get him to the ground, or he will make you pay. Big O makes 1 or 2 guys miss, and he is off to the races, baby. The Noles better wrap up. Key number 2, got to take chances. This doesn't necessarily mean that you have to get ridiculous with your play calling, But whatever you're doing every week, it's not working. Take some shots downfield and see if you can hit on some splash plays. And key number 3, maybe you can try the towel boy. I don't know. I mean, someone on the FSU roster has to have some type of talent, bro. Watching the FSU Miami game, it was truly staggering to see the lack of explosiveness in garnet and gold. Might as well give the towel boy a shot. And you already know that we like to take a look at the ESPN matchup indicator, which gives the Heels a 52.9% chance at winning this football game. Carolina is additionally a 2.5-point favorite at the time of the recording of this video. Now, here's your boys' 2 cents. Florida State is bad. And no, I'm not doing a tomahawk chop. That's not tongue-in-cheek. They're bad. Yes, North Carolina has also had some problems. But this Florida State team is just downright pitiful. DJU was paid $900,000 to come to Tally for 1 year, and it has been an absolute train wreck. FSU's offensive scores include the following: 21 against Georgia Tech, which is a season high. Oh my goodness. Followed by 13, 12, 14, 16, 13, 16, 14. It's crazy. 272.5 yards of total offense, and the Heels are coming off arguably their best defensive performance over a Power 4 team. On the flip side of that, Glenn and Kromenhoek are both freshmen with a combined completion percentage of 45%. It's bad. And not to mention they can't run the football at all. And UNC just allowed only 7 rushing yards against the Hoos. The recipe is simple. Stop the run. Jeff, are you in there? Stop the run. Make FSU put the ball in the air with those 2 freshman quarterbacks, which they cannot consistently do, and then you'll play to your potential. Jacoby Criswell stacks back-to-back performances, and Big O has another workman-like day. And the Carolina defense once again plays well because, quite frankly, this is not a hard team to scheme for. Carolina comfortable, 27-13. 27-13. If Mac Brown cannot get over the hump against this FSU team, then he truly is cursed, and he should allow an assistant to fill in his spot every time Carolina plays Florida State from now on if he continues to be the head coach of North Carolina. There really is no excuse to lose this football game. But all that are clad in Carolina blue know this. That would be so Carolina football. But I don't think that happens this week, baby. So you let me know what you think about this football game down in the comments section. Tar Heel and Seminole Nation. Is your boy Russ onto something? Or am I sitting up there in the nosebleeds having no freaking idea what I'm talking about, bro? Like this video, share this video, subscribe to the channel. Once again, call in and score prediction show Friday, followed by the live reaction and watch party Saturday at 3. We will see you there, fam, for the Carolina takeover of Doak Campbell. Go Heels.